Warning, this podcast contains death.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Fear the Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 6, The Good Man. I'm your host, Cleo, and with me I have John.
I'm here.
Not here tonight.
Michelle.
Yo.
And Dom.
I see John.
Yeah.
I said John.
He said he's not here, but I see him.
Dom, where are you right now?
I'm walking down the streets of LA.
Okay.
LA, right.
Yeah.
It's over there.
Where the streets have no name.
I think it's flooding right there now.
Slightly.
Smell a little bit like rotting
Just,
corpse.
yeah, just, I mean, we've had a big drought here for the last couple months, so we need some rain.
Yeah.
Who's the we?
But I still haven't found
We,
one.
Californians.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Floridians.
California.
Californication.
Anyway, Fear the Walking Dead.
Yes.
Here to talk about, not whether or not one of us is in LA.
I don't see why that's not relevant.
Completed Season 1. This is a complete season.
Thank God.
What are your thoughts on the show? I think Pat just summed up his thoughts on the show.
Fucking Christ. That's all I gotta say. This show's way too long.
Give it a little more. I mean, it's only 6 episodes. You can't really...
Nope.
I don't know. I'm willing to give it
Alright, so I know the three of you did not get to watch the special Fear edition of The Talking Dead that was on. Well, I don't know if John did.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, so they basically got through stating how there was not really much character development on this first run intentionally, that the focus was on the outbreak and the effects of civilization. The next season is going to be the character development season.
Great.
So
I mean, I can see that. But I also think that if you're going to make a piece of television, then, how you present it from the beginning is important.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost half their viewership. I don't know what the viewership was for the season finale.
Oh, they
I'm
really
not
lost. It petered off halfway through the season.
They lost me.
No, it steadily declined.
Oh, that's right.
it was declining the whole time.
It was addressed.
I personally liked it.
I liked the
But
finale too.
think
Yeah.
I would no I'm talking about the whole season.
Ah.
I liked the whole season, but I think that had they distanced themselves a little bit more in promotional wise from The Walking Dead, I would have liked it more.
I could see
I
that.
can see that.
It's just from the creators of The Walking Dead, we had like this show with almost the exact same name.
And then
We
every
had a different title if it was.
Walking Dead promo for like the new season, and it's like, okay, just give
Yeah.
They could have called it. Fuck, why are we in LA, man?
I feel like
Exactly.
one in.
Why am I in LA? I don't know.
How did you get there in the span of, I don't know, 18 seconds?
Supposed to be somewhere else.
He's Time Lord.
God, get back in your TARDIS, Dom.
I know.
Oh, it's Doctor Who time. Good.
No, I don't know, but like there was no character development here. We learned a lot about these characters, so there was that. And personally, I don't feel like there was very much character development in the first season of the original Walking Dead.
No, God no.
So there was the little bit bare necessities that we needed. Yeah, no, there wasn't even too much of that. There was no house for Carl to stay in back then.
There was no pudding for him to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lori still was like, "Where's Carl?"
Yeah, but it was more of she was dealing with Rick come back with Shane and all that. So like
I know.
we still had the bare necessities character development here, which is exactly what we had on The Walking Dead in the first 6 episodes, because that was a 6-episode season too. And you see,
That's another thing, Dom. Everyone's comparing it to The Walking Dead, and I just wish they would stop.
well, I get that, but what I'm saying is compared to Walking Dead for good reasons, because it is exactly how The Walking Dead started in the terms of the 6 episodes, very minor character development, and it wasn't big in the fan light. Like, people knew about it, but it wasn't like this big thing. And it wasn't until somewhat during the second season when they introduced The Talking Dead and the show started blowing up and getting more viewership and stuff like that. So in that light, I think you have to give Fear the Walking Dead the same chance that you gave The Walking Dead, and
But
just
I'm
let
not-
it play out.
But I'm not saying that it's the comparison you're using is a bad thing.
Right.
I think they should just, in my brain, yes, okay, it's happening in the same world. They should be separate because they are very different.
You're asking people to do an impossible thing, though.
I
You're asking
know.
us. You know, yes, in a perfect world where our minds existed in a vacuum, we can disregard the other show that this is completely based on and have a fresh, clean slate to watch this. But that's impossible.
And we also deal with that, like, a couple of us watch The Vampire Diaries and the original, which are both in the same universe. One is in Virginia and the other is in New Orleans. So it's like they're separated. You know, it's the same thing that's going on here. But then when something happens that will, like, affect the ramifications of the whole universe, my brain instantly starts going, well, what does that mean for the other show?
Mhm.
And I start, like, you can't separate it. You can't. Yes, it's different characters. Yes, they're not interacting and everything. But we're still seeing, this is the prequel to The Walking Dead. It's just on the other side of the world. They even said on Talking Dead that we're comparing to, like, we're in Georgia or wherever the hell they are, in Atlanta, in Walking Dead. And
Virginia.
it's...
Are they Virginia?
I don't know where they are right now, but he said it's very moist where we are, and you're gonna see, like, you see that in the decay of the zombies. And then they said now in the next season of Fear the Walking Dead, we're in a much drier climate, and you're gonna see the degradation. I think is the word. Degradation of the zombies. How they're gonna look and how they're gonna be very different from the ones on The Walking Dead.
That's not something I took into account. That's very
Right.
interesting.
It is science. It is climate change. Yeah, I can see that.
And they also said that there's going to be a new word for what they call the walkers. It's not going to be zombies, and it's not going to be walkers.
Yeah, I figured they're already using different terminology for them
Yep.
in this what we've seen so
Yeah,
far.
this season they've been calling them the infected.
Yep.
But they said that implies it's something that can be cured, and they found out by the end of the season that it cannot be cured. So they will not be calling it the infected anymore.
They call them something else. Last episode, I forget.
Twangy Strappers, perhaps?
Definitely not.
I think that it was, John.
Good try, though.
That's what it was.
They call it garbage.
Yeah, I can't remember, but
I did like watching The Talking Dead, like the show creator acknowledging the fact that. So yeah, we know everyone fucking hated this and they're really frustrated. But we know. We're sorry.
That's why he spelled out the plan of, like, how this is all going on.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
Yeah.
very excited for next season after hearing him talk. So Pat, I know
Oh,
you're
yeah.
very closed mind right now on not watching the second season. At least watch Talking Dead with Michelle. She said she's gonna try to catch up on it, and see if your opinion changes from there.
No, I'm gonna watch. I didn't say I wasn't gonna watch the second season.
he said he's not going to be happy about it.
I just pretty much said fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
But I will sit through the torture.
But don't forget, we also have the web series coming in.
Yes, this is true.
Flight 462
Something like that,
Something
yeah.
like that.
or 80.
498.
I think that airs next week.
420.
No, it's the first part's up now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's already on the.
Now, what are they, like
Not
15
for
minute,
one.
15 minute segments? Or like
No, it's like a minute. It's
Oh,
gonna add up to
for
like
sure.
probably a 15-minute thing, but
They had some of those for Doctor Who, I remember last year as well.
Yeah, personally, I will probably watch the first episode now and then just wait until they're all done and watch the whole thing at once.
Then I was thinking we could do one collaborate. We could do one full podcast on all of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
that sounds good.
So the title of this episode is The Good Man.
no good
Who
end.
is the
I
good man?
assume they're talking about Travis. What do you
Travis.
Travis?
Is it about Travis?
Is it
What if it's what's that other guy's name? I forget his name.
Daniel?
No,
Andy.
the guy with the cuffs.
Strand.
Things.
Oh, Strand?
Yeah. Is he the good man?
I don't,
Strand is one shady motherfucker.
I don't know
Right.
how good he is. That's what I want to say.
I want to be his friend.
Mhm.
I don't know what that
I do
says.
not.
I really like his voice.
You only want to be his friend if he sees you as an asset. If he sees you as worthless, you do not want to be his friend, or you won't be his friend.
Just through you. That's right.
I'm worth it, so I can be his friend.
You could keep the watch.
I like.
Kill
My
him.
favorite part was Nick presents the key, and Strand is just like, "Well done, motherfucker."
Touche.
No,
Yes.
he's
Touche.
that's how he's really good at what he does.
That was such a power play on Nick's part. And he's like, I'm useful.
I know I may have done wrong things, but
Don't forget it.
I'm good. I promise.
They sort of just, leave everybody in the cage. I mean, obviously, Strand leaves everyone in the cage because he's an asshole.
Oh, no, they were trying to make them free, I think. The mom and...
Oh, yeah, no. I'm talking about Strand and Nick.
Oh, Strand.
Oh, yeah, he was like, for you guys.
Did those cages have roofs on them?
No, they had barbed wire on the top, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have just taken my shirt off and threw it over the barbed wire and climbed over it.
You still probably would have gotten
Yeah,
cut.
you realize it's barbed wire.
I'm well aware, but it wouldn't have cut nearly as bad.
Yeah, no, yeah, it would have
If you get like 30 people to take their shirts off and put it over in the exact same spot, you can climb over that.
You're not gonna get
30 of these people running around.
you're not gonna get 30 people to take their shirts off.
Rather than be locked in a cage to die, yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't have to take off. No, I'm sorry. I'm the only one that's singing that one.
Jesus.
Yep, you are.
Okay, Pat.
So speaking of Strand, who the fuck do we think he is?
Morgan Freeman.
Definitely not Morgan Freeman.
He's 100% not Morgan Freeman.
Freeman, I agree. His voice is that soothing.
He's like Morgan though.
I don't know. To me, he seems pretty heartless.
I think there's something behind. I don't really know what I think.
Honestly, I think he lost like family.
Problems.
And
Well, because
he looked at the frame at one point.
he had
Yeah.
that photo frame.
The thing I was thinking the entire time was, there was no way that this is your house.
Well, it's his house.
Let me tell you.
It was definitely his house. Or, well,
Yeah.
I can't say it was his house for sure.
A family member.
It's somebody he knew
I
or
didn't
his
even look
own.
at any of the photos.
That's
I couldn't see any of the photos.
Right?
yeah. You would think.
But I mean, he knew the passcodes by heart.
yeah.
You know, he knew how to get in, he knew his way around. So it's not somewhere that he just decided to go rob.
That's
You
Yeah.
know, he knows about it.
Probably they're a
And
family.
the thing that made me think it might be his house was you packing clothes, and
Yeah,
he
he
knew
had-
the clothes fit him.
He
Right.
had
So
the
I
clothes
think
there.
I'll give them that. But he's a grifter, and I don't think he's being 100% about anything.
It's not.
Gotta be a family friend, or maybe a loved one at the same point. 'Cause keep in mind, like, he seems like a gambler.
Mhm.
So in turn, if he knows this person very well, he's probably got somewhat close there, but they probably got kicked out at one point.
I don't know necessarily if he's a gambler. He's definitely a conman.
Well, he said he was talking about Vegas to the army guy he was making deals with,
Maybe he was the head of.
who was being eaten alive, literally.
He could have been like head of a casino or something. Who knows?
Or just a conman that's playing people by, I don't know.
Yeah,
Gotta work this suspense.
yeah. I totally think he's a grifter.
I mean, because that's the thing. He's freaking loaded. You saw the cars in the garage.
Yeah.
But is
Like
he?
that house.
That's what's getting me too. Is like, but
Yeah.
he went back and got those cufflinks.
That was probably his shit.
Like he
I
specifically
had
went.
It's his
Daredevil.
boat.
If
Yeah.
he was rich though,
That's what I'm
what do you
saying.
want the cufflinks for?
Because they're
I
his
got-
fucking cufflinks.
You
I
don't-
got Daredevil flashbacks from that. Like Kingpin flashbacks from that.
Guys, he owns a boat. He owns a fucking yacht. He's got money.
Yeah.
You
But
don't
it's-
steal a yacht.
Cufflinks are probably a gift.
No.
That's what I'm assuming. They were probably a gift to him, and he's like, well, I want my fucking cufflinks
You can
back.
keep the watch.
That shit's mine. Keep the watch. I fucking bought that at wherever. I don't give a
It
shit.
was
Yeah.
probably a flex, maybe. I didn't
There's
get-
got to be some sentimental value to this.
Yeah,
Do you
maybe
think I'm
it was
absolutely
like-
crazy for thinking this guy's not legit?
No, I think he's
don't.
baller.
I think he's very.
But don't tell me he doesn't have any fucking money, because he has fucking
I'm
money.
not saying it. I never said he didn't have any money. I
Okay.
said he could have been grifting his. Never mind. Forget.
Listen.
I see
You
it.
can't grift fucking $10 billion to buy all
You
that
can't?
shit. This isn't Ocean's 11. Man, it doesn't work like that.
I'm a very big fan of leverage, so I think you can grift anything.
No,
Well, in the Talking Dead, they did mention that he was loaded,
Okay.
and they said by taking a man who it's something that we couldn't explore on Walking Dead is a man that's rich, has powerful, in stature and stuff like that,
That's what I'm
because civilization's already crumbled. But with this show, he said that we can't explore that because we get to see start the right how it happened. So he still thinks he has the power and control and the means to do all this stuff, and people are gonna listen to him because this just happened. So they think there might be a way to salvage this and for civilization to redeem or come back at some point, you know, not the way it was, but, you know, to salvage something, and a man like this can help. Whereas if Rick came across this guy right now, and this guy's flashing his money around
Shot
going,
him.
I got a boat, let's go. Rick's gonna be like, shut the fuck up and kill him, you know?
To talk about the boat, though, because this is literally everyone says, I would get on a boat and stay at sea if there was a zombie outbreak. And now they're actually fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Eventually, the boat would totally be their ultimate demise. It would eventually run out of electricity. Well,
And I mean, we thought in the beginning of this season that they were going to go out into the desert and face, you know, having no water, having no food, and
exactly.
getting on a boat.
the
You
same
feel those
thing.
exact same things. No drinkable water. You run out of food.
Yeah,
Right.
but you're surrounded by water. You can fucking boil water, figure out.
No, not salt water.
No, and
You
It's
can
salt
you
water.
can
you can't
do
boil
some
salt out of water.
you can do some crazy things to get the salt out. It's not a very simple process. You can
Yeah.
do it. It involves boiling with some kind of like tarp to trap the water to, you know, to go down so that the salt sticks, and it can be done. It can be done, but it's not easy process. It's something that you probably can't do very effectively on a boat. So for drinkable water, they're gonna need like tarps and stuff to catch rainwater
Yeah.
and conserve rainwater. But for food, there's a lot of fish in that water.
yeah, but still, you think about it. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of
There's
fish.
a lot of fish in the ocean. There's a lot of fish in the sea, guys.
Yes.
Really?
Ha ha ha.
Well, the other thing is like, just because he didn't steal all the money doesn't mean he's not a dick. Like, he could just be some like high-level gangster or something like that who like happens to have a casino for his legitimate business fund.
Legitimate.
You know.
I'd like to
You know,
know
that kind of thing.
his money.
I'm a legitimate businessman.
It would be interesting to see how he got into his money.
I would just
He's
take
in
the
the
boat.
Corleone family.
I would just take the boat and go on like a 3-hour tour so I could get stranded on Gilligan's Island. They lasted there for how many years?
Yeah.
They were fine.
10 seasons of that shit.
Yeah, they were fine. So that's where I would go.
But coconuts and
Because I was gonna say, like one giant storm, that ship would be gone. That's it. And
Well, the weather started getting rough, and the tiny ship was tossed.
Okay, anyway. Daniel unlocked the floodgates, like literally. Let thousands of zombies out.
And just strolled down the street.
they want to conserve your ammunition.
Oh my god. What did he say? He's like, lovely evening or something?
Yeah, Dick, open
Yeah.
the doors.
Lovely
I can't
evening.
stand that.
By the way, you might want to conserve ammo if you're
I
trying.
was sitting there with my hands on my face. Like, you realize how fucking dangerous that is.
You know what you just did, right?
But you do know what you just did.
Yeah.
Great.
Fucking Daniel.
I didn't expect, like, I knew there were a lot of zombies in there. I didn't expect that many.
Danielle.
I expected that many. Because as soon as like the mask came around the corner, I'm like, it's every one of them.
Did they say what was going on in the Coliseum? Like, was there like a sporting event or something?
They had ushered in survivors, but they did not know there were infected. Because that was, I think that they did that before they knew.
Gotcha.
That's
Yeah.
what
That
Andy said.
bites.
Andy said
Right.
that. He said
Yeah.
we did not to Ophelia. He said we did not know. We couldn't tell the difference between who was infected.
And then all of a
who
sudden,
was
he got
not.
him in there and locked them all up.
See, now I would like to see a spin-off of The Walking Dead where everybody's watching like a baseball game or something like that and get locked into the arena and see the panic that outbreaks like
Oh my God.
during the event when they find out there's infected in there and can't out.
Tom,
That
he
honestly was like,
brother, you would have mass chaos and everyone would die.
that was
That's
a
what I'm
barn
saying.
times 1,000.
Yeah.
That was
People
insane.
would like freak
You
out.
air that shit, nobody will ever go to a fucking baseball game again.
Nope.
Yeah.
Or a football game or a hockey game.
Games in general
Yes.
would just be ruined for everyone.
They still might go to a NASCAR race.
At least you have a way to drive out.
Well, the zombies would only chase people in left-hand turns.
They just gotta make a left hand turn.
It's just, the zombie gets caught wandering in a circle. It's like, ugh. Anyway,
You know how to go by the oval. Make a left hand turn.
they're making another left turn.
And if not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost.
You just had to sneak that in there, huh?
I didn't really sneak it in there.
Tom,
I just waited.
Mm-hmm. Bided your time. Like a
Just when Clea thought it was gone.
Yeah.
So Nick was cool this episode, I think.
Yes.
Was.
He had the sudden realization that the life of a drug addict is not very different from an apocalyptic lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Well, I think we kind of caught that in the first episode
Mm-hmm.
because we kind of saw that he was one of the only ones who saw what was happening as it was happening.
Right.
And that he would be equipped because it's not going to be much different from how he lived before the apocalypse.
Right, but just, I feel like when he had that epiphany, that it really wasn't an epiphany to him.
Oh, yeah.
It was more to his mother.
Well, yeah, I think he came to, like, the realization probably fairly early on, but never just had the
Found
chance
the way
to
to word it, yeah.
Yeah, and just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she started off being like, we're lost without a direction. He's like, that's my whole life, Ma. Welcome to understanding me.
Yeah, really. This
That's
is
what it's
nothing
like
new
being
for him.
on drugs.
It's like living and being dead.
I like when they were fleeing the base and Maddie was just grabbing bottles of pills.
Yeah.
Oh, in that second to last episode, I believe. Third.
No, in this episode.
This episode.
They were leaving the they were leaving the hospital.
The
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Sorry.
military hospital.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. I'm like,
And she's just sitting there grabbing all these
Fire.
pills.
It's true.
Well, she was also probably looking for, medicine to, cure the infected.
Well, I don't think she has any hope for that.
Yeah, she did.
First,
She
was
did?
just like, I'm gonna kill
Yeah.
everybody.
She said it's Liza at the end.
She didn't believe it.
She said it. I
Yeah,
think we
whether
assume.
sure or not.
Well, but I thought it was. Oh no, yeah, right. Maddie said that too. Because Travis also said that.
They both said it, so they weren't sure.
Yeah. Well, none of them were sure.
Whether they believe or not, they can't persuade somebody from not living in their views.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like that, like, Strand sort of has taken Nick under his wing a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick
Well, he's
needs
definitely impressed with him.
Nick needs a dude, He needs some, like, in his corner a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate that.
Someone to look up to.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't look up to his parents. And
No.
definitely not Travis,
Well, 'cause his parents don't understand what's really going on with his life.
Right.
Well, now they might.
But-
Now they'll start to see, but...
With Strand, he's just like, I could use someone with your skills, and he really
With your
kind of...
Saw something
Yeah.
good.
He-
He's someone with your skills of being a drug addict.
Right, but he
No,
understands
I
him,
know.
and he doesn't want to change him, is the
No,
other thing.
not-
Oh,
Drug-
yeah.
He's a heroin addict. Let's get it right, guys.
Turning something
Because
He
we
negative.
wants to
I
said
use
drug, I
Nick
was
for
not
who Nick
specific.
is, and I think that's what's important to Nick, is for the first time Nick is being treated like a person rather than something that needs to be fixed.
But also an asset instead of a hindrance. Like, his
Exactly.
sister, while trying to take care of him, definitely was treating him like you're holding her back.
Yeah.
She could go out to
Problem.
her
Yeah.
boyfriend when he had to stay there and take care of him.
I must say I'm a little disappointed by Alicia this episode.
Me too.
Yeah, she didn't do much.
Me too.
I have the key. That's it.
Well, I mean, yeah, she diffused the situation, which is good. But then Chris, thinking he's a tough guy, don't touch her. It's like, calm down. She can handle it better than you can. Just go sit down for a
No,
while.
I go to film my, like, sort of girlfriend. I don't know, man, it's complicated, but I got
My
to
sister girlfriend,
She's my half
half sister, half girlfriend.
half sister, half parents aren't remarried.
Anyway, no, that's true.
Girlfriend? I don't know.
Was very confusing to me because I know they're not married, right? Travis and Maddie are not married.
Right.
They're
But there are so many people that refer to them as husband and wife,
Yeah,
but no one ever corrects them.
I know.
And I just get so confused.
I feel like they don't feel it's worth it at this point because of everything that's going on. Why are they going to nitpick over little minor things like that?
That's true.
Because, I mean, I'm not going to go, "Oh, that's just my girlfriend."
Yeah.
I don't care at that point.
There are zombies.
Yeah.
No, I understand. It got me confused because there was
Yeah.
a second like, wait, are they married? Hold on. I haven't been paying that much attention to them.
Right.
I think they were just like living for a very
Yeah,
long,
living together.
7 years.
Cohabitation.
Okay.
Yeah, but after a certain point, isn't there like
Yes,
Well, yeah.
That's like 10 years though.
That's 10 years of,
Yeah.
what's it called?
common
Yeah, that.
I'm not.
common marriage law or whatever.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
what the hell do I know? Whatever fucking law, Murphy's law.
Right.
Well, that definitely applies to an apocalypse. I was really impressed with Ophelia this episode. She just, like, with all her anger, just beat on that zombie. It was so funny.
Yes, she did.
I laughed.
She just tripped his edges a little bit.
Yeah, she's like, ah! It's like you can clearly see frustration, like just all of it coming out.
So what's his name on it? Andy. His hands were trembling afterwards after he
after he clocked the
punched him.
Fuck out Andy.
Bloody pulp.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, and we said earlier that there wasn't that much character development, but there are hints. Instead of we're given hints of like, what these people are about. And Travis doesn't like guns. We know he's suffering some kind of post-traumatic stress related to guns.
We don't know that.
Well, we can infer. Can we infer?
No, we can't because he actually explained it on the Talking Dead.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Correct me. Go ahead.
I will. So he basically explained it as like, killing someone is his decision to make, and he didn't want to be bullied into it by the military guys because that would be basically letting them win. So really, he made a stronger choice in denying them and saying, "Well, no, I don't. I'll just do what you tell me to do because you're trying to force me into it." Apparently, there were versions of that where they shot it. He actually did shoot that zombie, but they decided to not go with that.
You could buy that.
Which is the better choice because it really showed a lot about Travis.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I made this comparison last week, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it was the week before. But it was really funny because Chris Hardwick compared Maggie to Shane.
Maggie to Shane?
Or what's Maddie?
Maddie to Shane.
Maddie to Shane.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, Maggie and Shane? What?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I thought I made that comparison a couple weeks ago, and you guys all shot me down.
I probably did because in the moment, I was seeing her more as a Rick. Which, many can make the argument that Rick has become
They're
Shane.
the same now, yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on what season we're talking about. But,
This is very true.
Yeah.
I'll have to go to the videotape on that one, Dom.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I thought I did.
Every time we say we're going to go back and look something, we never do.
Never do.
No.
No,
So-
watch this bullshit.
So if you guys could go back and watch and leave a comment and let us know, that would be most helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
ASOTV podcast homework.
Again? I'm really tired of this homework. I left school for a reason.
Well, I did see that creature, though. It does definitely look predator-like. Sorry.
Sorry, this is a Doctor Who reference. Shut it down. Anyway.
That is damn homework.
So, Liza.
That's her name.
Pretty badass this episode. She's getting shit done, making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And then gets...
Watched a guy run into a helicopter blade. Let's not...
Forget that.
That was really cool.
I think he knew his time was done.
Yeah, it was just really funny.
Yeah.
Actually laughed.
I was like, wow.
I didn't expect it. I was like, whoa. Because, all these military guys have seen people turn. They know what happens when you get bit. And he knew they weren't going to let him on the chopper, so let's run into a...
His jugular was like...
But same point, anybody know, did the actual chopper stop? It sounded like it was busted then.
He ruined it.
He ruined the blade.
Maybe he did.
He did that to screw that.
Yeah, it was like, oh, fuck you. You're not going to take me on the helicopter? Well, I'm going to fucking kill you too then, bitch.
I actually totally did not catch that.
The whole
realize that could have been the case.
Yeah, one man's no man. Well, you guys are nobody. Suckers.
You are piecemeal for the zombies.
So Liza gets bit.
She didn't know it. She didn't know at the time. But
It didn't really look like a bite to me. It looked like a
like a
scratch.
scratch.
Yeah.
No, it was bite.
I said it looked like
finger.
nails. It looked like a
No, because it had the puncture and then the scrape.
Oh,
so
drags,
the teeth
yeah.
went in and the jaw closed.
Yeah, you're right.
So it was a bite. And
It must have...
oddly.
That's sad though. It was
in the kitchen.
Yeah, because the zombie had pinned down against the sink and he was like over here. The zombie was like over here.
Yeah.
Pat. I was like, when do you think she actually got bit? And Pat was like, in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, yeah, totally. Because in that moment, I was like, oh man, she's gonna get bit.
I know, I was like,
Mikins in chat is talking about the helicopter. He messed up the death bolt that holds the whole helicopter together. That's actually referred to as the Jesus nut. And yes, no, I'm not kidding, because I
He's not kidding either.
have a friend that works on helicopters, and it's literally one bolt, like a nut and bolt combination, that holds the entire helicopter together. And if that bolt came off, which it never can, because this thing is massive and it's not just gonna fall off like whatever. The plane would just not operate if it wasn't attached.
Yeah, it doesn't
but
fly.
for some reason, you were able to somehow miraculously remove that mid-flight. The whole helicopter would just disintegrate in there. So, but yeah, no, he did not damage the Jesus nut. He just damaged the
Do not.
the steering propeller.
Can we call it the Christicle?
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Mhm.
So I think it was a very important moment between Liza and Maddie. And she's like, don't make, and they said it before, don't make Travis do it, it would break him.
It would, I think.
Why then did Matt let Travis do it?
Because he stepped up to fucking do it.
Beforehand, he wouldn't give her the option to do it.
Yeah.
He knew what
Like,
was going
if
on.
she was ready to fucking just, alright, you're dead.
I mean, what new girlfriend would not jump at the chance to kill the ex-girlfriend or the ex-wife?
Yeah, I mean, that's a joke. She made the joke. He never really liked it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in this predicament, I think she really felt bad.
Yeah, I mean,
She saw the tears coming from him.
it kind of, to me, it felt anyway, that it cheapened the whole conversation about don't let Travis do it.
Yeah.
Travis did it. I understand the powerfulness and the emotions that, Travis went through.
Right. I don't think there's gonna be enough time for him to dwell on it though.
No.
Probably not.
But this is the thing. They did it because they think Travis is weak. That's why they had that whole conversation. So I think the point was, no, ladies, he can do this. He's
No,
stronger than you give him credit for.
He's just like, this is why.
Yeah.
well, the reason I think they didn't want him to do it is because he is a good man. And him doing it might change who he is.
He's.
We're not
voted
saying
man.
the opposite of statements. We're agreeing with each other. But what I'm saying is that he was short of showing them that, no, I'm not. I'm okay. I can do this. You guys are wrong.
Yeah, because I think they don't want him to lose focus. They want him to be able to maintain his composure, clear head, to get them through things. And by doing that, it's going to definitely lay some guilt and distraction onto him. And if Maddie was to do that, that's not Travis's guilt to bear.
Yeah.
So
I also don't think that being a good man, being a weak one are the same.
no,
You don't also know that he wouldn't feel guilty. Because he could feel guilty for not doing it.
that's true.
No.
He can feel guilty for making Madison do
Well,
it.
the whole talk was
Worse.
to do it without him even knowing it. They didn't know he was coming around the corner.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
just do it and tell him I did it. So if Liza committed suicide, she wasn't strong enough to commit suicide. But if Travis believed that she did, there's really no guilt Travis could have.
Well, she was saying that about Chris. She wanted Chris to think that she
Well, that too. Yeah.
suicide
Well, yeah.
instead.
Yeah, for his father killing his mother. Yeah.
No, not that, of
Oh,
the girlfriend. That's what it was. Because she said, well, just do it, tell Chris that I commit suicide.
I thought she said do it now. Either way you look at it, it's bad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't know. I actually really enjoyed this episode. I can't wait for next season of this because I want to see where they go, especially the whole boat thing.
Mm-hmm.
The last ship. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, that's the thing. They can get marauded at sea now. So
Yeah. It's
When the person gets affected on that ship, that's it.
And
it's time to tear down everyone who thinks taking a boat out in the middle of a zombie apocalypse is a good idea.
well, it's not only that, but I'm gonna imagine that they're not the only ones doing that.
Flying
Right.
that.
There's a lot of marinas and stuff on the West Coast. Not to say that there's not on the East Coast, because there's just as many. But because they're specifically on the coast.
It's more prominent out there.
Yeah.
Well, I also think there's more fishing that goes on that.
Yeah, that is true.
That's all.
Yeah.
And it's different weather conditions, because it's warmer where they are, too, compared to, the cold New England waters and everything where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different boat, huh? So, but I think we're gonna run into situations where there's gonna be pirates, kind of, not old school pirates, but the traditional pirates of
Don't ask.
ducking
That's what I
on,
meant.
stealing people's shit, holding them at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Like another ship, interacting with the ship. That would be.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking
Imagine-
about.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Imagine with me, if you will, a ship of crazy pirates that use zombies on leashes and shit.
So
Oh.
Michonne.
So you mean Michonne?
A
Essentially.
boat of pirate Michonnes. Ninja pirate Michonnes.
Oh my gosh! And they actually dress like 17th century pirates. That
No,
would
you're dragging a little too
The
Oh, yeah,
ironic
I'm in.
thing, the ironic thing through this whole conversation is there's a pirate behind Pat and Michelle.
Yeah.
be.
A little, if they're actually in 16th century pirate garb, that's a little bit much of commitment.
It's a little on the nose.
I mean, Nick is already about halfway there.
Yeah.
Was that a Renaissance fair thing? I mean,
they came fresh from a Ren fair.
Can we just get web series of like random places of watching the outbreaks occur? Like, I would love to see a zombie outbreak at a Renaissance fair. I'd love to see a sporting event.
No, Disney Cruise Line.
Disney Cruise Line.
No. We need an outbreak at Starbucks during fall. You'll confuse the pumpkin spice white people with the zombies, and it'll be mass confusion.
But just
Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. I want a season, and every season is different. Like, you're in a different place, different time during the outbreak.
So American Horror Story.
Exactly. I want the American Horror Story of...
I want to go north to the North Pole where there's no fucking zombies and there's like a family of 4 just living in an igloo, just like fishing and having a normal life.
And then zombie polar bears start coming in.
No, not even. They just have fucking normal life.
And then when zombies start coming, they just freeze.
And then they get their first radio and there's no stations. Everyone's dead.
I think there was something else I wanted to talk about. The actual show. Oh, the Doctor. Dr. Exner.
Oh, the Doctor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fucking trash they
Oh, God, Michelle. Pull your head out of your doctor ass.
Yeah, no.
Show's not that good. I'm going to say it right now.
I think I know where you're going, Cleo.
Could be in a movie and pain in the ass.
Is she alive? Is that where you're going with that?
God, no.
There's no doubt in my mind that she pulled that on herself.
She shot herself, definitely.
I
don't know. In this show, I'm not convinced.
Yeah, if you don't see them die, they're not dead. That's usually the rule.
How would she get away? I mean, I guess there's...
She picked up the cattle gun, whatever, that, they've been zapping each other in the forehead. That's the last thing we saw her do, is pick the gun up.
Well, it's a needle.
Yeah, whatever. It's a needle gun.
The way she was talking made it seem like she had no hope. Like
she was so dejected, devoid of anything. She had to, as a doctor, it was probably worse. She had to go through every single one of her patients and put a bolt in their head.
Put them down like they were cattle.
I don't think she had anything left in her to do anything but kill herself.
Then again, somebody could have came in and...
that's true.
We never know.
Well, do you know what? In my head, her and Tobias hooked up. And now they're friends, and they're going to the ocean as well.
Tobias! Oh, yeah. They're going to the desert.
Maybe. I don't know. They're just gonna go record like an acoustic album out in the fucking desert. Fuck the zombies.
Tom, is that back?
They're gonna run into the Queens of the Stone Age on the desert.
Yeah. Josh is gonna what the fuck? Get out of here.
Hello.
There are no zombies out here, it's just cactus and me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is Michaela.
Mac. Aww. Oh, she's like, let me down, please.
Who gave you a cat?
Well, that's really all I have to talk about. Oh, and the ship's name is Abigail.
Right.
Yeah.
I kept thinking Abigail was a person every time you referred to
Well,
Abigail.
he made it sound like it was a person, but...
Right.
Because all he was Abigail, and then Nick assumed it was a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, where's Abigail?
Out there.
Not here.
It's almost like he knew she was going down and let her out to sea. So that way no
I
one
just
get
don't
on
know how
it.
he got captured in the first place.
Yeah, and also, I guess he's prepared for literally anything.
Yeah.
He seems like the guy who's ready for anything.
He's also very adamant that they couldn't stay there.
Yeah.
It's relatively safe for the moment, but I mean,
it's not gonna be
exactly.
Not even the walkers. It's really
It's
just
military.
people. It's people coming through, like, hey, rich neighborhood.
It's the military, and they were asked on The Talking Dead. They said, "What was the big threat this season? Was it the walkers or was it the military?" And the creator and the actress that plays Maddie said the military, and the actor that played Travis was the only one that said the walkers.
Because he was the one who was around the walkers before Travis anyway, was the one who was around the walkers before the rest of them.
Right.
Well, he was also
He went out with the military group.
Yeah, but it's also, I would assume that the military is still kind of going around, maybe not door to door anymore, but they're still going around, and he's clearly got power in the house. He's got, backup generators and all that stuff, so at night, if they're there with the lights on and stuff, that's going to attract the military if they see a house with the light on.
Mm-hmm. That's not on fire.
Well, honestly, I'm not sure there's many left.
No, but it's still probably a fear. He doesn't want to get captured again.
Run over, totally.
Yeah,
so.
a lot of the military got taken out.
And honestly,
now he's going to go up to sea and deal with the Coast Guard.
it's not going to be easy for them to get out there. You know, that's still going to be a huge challenge. So I think he wants to start working on that as soon as possible. Like,
Unless he has a small dinghy and we just haven't seen it yet.
Eh,
he might.
I'm being honest.
But
Sorry.
a small boat too, but
Somebody had to make the penile joke.
Oh, come on.
You wasted like not a breath between her saying dingy and you just laughing like a tiny child.
here's the letter D. It's like dick joke.
Who knew the dick joke was coming? Oh, wait. Me.
Mind of the
Yeah.
Nope.
I can't wait to see what they do with that boat. I don't think it's gonna last long, but it's gonna be great.
Pirate.
I agree.
All right, John, where can people find you?
There at they're there. No more on Twitter.
At Michelle.
You can find us at that Twitter thing, Michelle. And
Down
then
there.
time and space.
And underwater.
Dom, where can people find you?
In LA. At Phenomenon. PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon.
No.
You can find me on Cleomoto and on Twitch at the Cleomoto, and you can find all of us on ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, email, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows. Until next season, or if you watch The Walking Dead next week.
Yeah. And enjoy Flight 462.
Yeah, web series. Go watch it. It's up somewhere on the interwebs.
It's done.
It's actually on AMC's YouTube. So.
We gotta get the call check.
It's on the interwebs.
You're infected. Put him down.